Hello, we're live. It's Nissa, the Hypnobirthing midwife. Hey guys, and I'm here with a super special lady. Why don't you introduce yourself, my darling, and tell everybody what you do and where they can find you.
Cool. Hi, I'm Jodie Abrahams. I'm a nutritional therapist. I work a lot with women on hormonal health. It's my real passion. I'm really interested in supporting women with fertility and preconception care, pregnancy and postnatal care. So that's what we're going to be talking about in our series.
And if people want to find you and access your services, got to do a blatant plug, guys. Blatant plug. Where can they find you, love?
So my website is jodieabrahams.com, and that's Jodie IE.
Perfect. Perfect. And Jodie offers loads of amazing services and packages. So it's nutritional month. It's April. I'm like, what? I have no idea what month it is. It's April, nutritional month over on my Facebook page. So we're going to be putting out 3 Facebook Lives. So this one is focused on fertility. Next week, I don't remember what date it is, but I'll be advertising everywhere, is going to be the pregnancy and birth one. And then we're going to do a third one, and that will be the postnatal breastfeeding type one. And at the end of the third one, we'll be announcing a winner of a free nutritional consultation from Jodie, which is pretty amazing. And all you have to do to enter is write a question below. Don't worry if you're watching this not in real time. You can post the questions and we'll check in and answer them next time. So go for it. We're very excited. So I've got a list of questions here from people who've been posting on Instagram, Facebook, your Facebook page. So we're just going to crack in, guys, because I know you're busy. So first question is from Sarah, lovely Sarah. She says, what foods can I eat that will support my fertility? So I'm guessing she's not pregnant yet.
Cool. Okay. So we'll dive straight in there.
Just do.
So the first thing to say is that in an ideal world, and it doesn't always work like this, but ideally you'd have a sort of 3-month lead-in time where you're planning a pregnancy, where you can really focus on eating foods that are going to nourish and support you to grow a baby. But as we know, it doesn't always work that way. You might get pregnant
by accident.
It might be a surprise. Things might move quicker than you expected, and that's fine too. So I'm going to talk about foods that can support you, whether you've got that lead-in time or whether you
planning or a wonderful surprise. I'm just talking about myself, guys. No judgment here. Amazing. Okay.
So basically, the kind of key things to focus on are making sure that your body has got the optimal level of nutrients that you need for pregnancy. So the things that you want to focus on are being really well hydrated, so drinking lots of water, making sure that you're getting enough carbohydrates, and I'm going to talk a bit more about sort of complex carbs and the reason why we'll focus on those, protein, essential fats, there's a whole bunch of vitamins and minerals that are really important that I'll go into more detail in, and fibre. So if we start with talking about complex carbs, so that's things like loads of fruit and veg and whole grains, because whole grains are really good for giving you a steady release of energy. And one of the things that is important, I mean always, but in the preconception period especially, is making sure that your blood sugar levels stay stable. Because that can actually help your hormonal balance. If you're yo-yoing and you're kind of having these energy highs or like sugar rushes, and then the donuts, exactly, the donuts, the white bread, the pain au chocolat, all the stuff that you might really enjoy.
The naughty things.
The naughty things, what they can do is give you this sort of sugar rush, and then you dip, and that can actually impact on your hormonal balance.
Wow, okay. I wasn't really aware of that. I'm a midwife, so I'm not aware of that. I'm sure there's lots of ladies out there who don't know that.
And I think it's especially important to focus on that kind of energy a steady energy release and stable energy flow, because it impacts on all areas of life as well. Like it impacts on how you're feeling in terms of your productivity and how well you're feeling. It impacts on your digestion. So just as like a really basic ground rule, that's one to think of. So
Jodie's got a cute, she's brought her pantry basically. It's all here. It's very exciting.
So things like brown rice instead of white rice. It's a really simple switch to make, but makes a big difference.
Okay.
Slow release carbs. And then I brought some examples of different kinds of like pastas and noodles as well. So these are brown rice spaghetti. And these are buckwheat noodles. Which is they're just like a really easy switch up to make if you're making like a stir fry, or try brown rice noodles, or you could try just brown wheat spaghetti or spelt. So there's loads of choice, and supermarkets are a lot better at having more of a range of this kind of stuff now. So
I've never seen the buckwheat noodles before, and suddenly your naughty noodly stir fry becomes healthy. It's like a miracle.
These are like easy switches you can make to just get more nutrients in, basically.
Nice. I'm just going to say hi to Anna. Hi Anna, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
If you have any questions for Jodie, do pop them below, and we'll either answer them today or next time.
Yeah.
And then you might get your free nutritional consultation.
Worth a go.
Worth a go, definitely. Okay, amazing. So
that's the kind of complex carb side, and then another thing to really focus on is good quality protein. So we can move away from like a sort of old-fashioned idea that in order to get protein you need to be eating like loads of steak, chicken every meal. Those are good sources of protein if they're good quality, but you can also get protein from nuts and seeds, fish. Eggs are a really, really good source of complete proteins. Things like lentils.
Love the lentils.
And other legumes, so like chickpeas, mung beans, black beans, peas, kidney beans, all of those are good sources. And another really great source that people might not be aware of is quinoa. So this is another thing that you can use as a whole grain, but it's actually a complete protein as well.
It's a mystical beast, Jodie. The amount of times I've bought quinoa over the years, I'm like, I will do quinoa, and I just can't. I just haven't managed to crack it.
Have you got a block with the quinoa?
I've got a quinoa block. Yeah. So tell us maybe. So it's good. It's a complete protein.
Yeah.
What would you do with your quinoa?
So. Well, what I often do is I'll mix it in with, I'll make a salad with like roasted veg.
Okay.
And maybe some seeds and nuts, and then I'll mix the quinoa in with it. I might have it as a side, so if I'm making like a curry, or if I'm having fish or meat, it works really well with like chicken.
So instead of a potato?
Yeah,
maybe.
instead of rice. It's very versatile.
Oh, who knew?
I'm not being sponsored by the industry here.
I've got to get my quinoa out of the cupboard. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so that's
good.
a good one. So that's the protein cupboard. So we talked about the complex carbs, we talked about the protein, and then the other thing is fats. Fats are so important for us. At any stage, but also you want to make sure that when you're planning to become pregnant, or if you're in the very early stages of pregnancy, that you've got enough fats in your body, because they're so important for nerve cell development, for cell health. They have so many functions across the body, but there are fats, and I think people are often a bit scared of fat. I think it's changing a bit now, but things like margarines, or like a lot of the hydrogenated vegetable oils or trans fats that you see in a lot of processed foods, those are the fats to avoid, because they're oxidised and they can create free radical damage in your body. But there are some good fats.
Okay. So it's knowing which are the good fats and which are the bad fats.
Yeah.
Through the 90s it was like no fat, everybody should eat something, flora.
Yes.
And then no.
And now it's changed again. And I think this is the thing that can be really confusing with nutrition, is that the guidance changes and people can feel a bit overwhelmed and confused about it all.
Yeah.
But hopefully what this will do is just talk you through some basic principles, and then there are lots of resources where you can
watch it again, ladies. So it's quite comprehensive what we're doing today and the next two.
Yeah.
You know, so you can watch it now or later, and then pop it on when you're doing your normal daily things. Have a bath. We'll be there with you.
Yeah.
You know, very nice. Go on, tell us about the good.
So good fats. So things like coconut oil. This is a great oil to cook with. It's got quite a high smoke point, so which means it doesn't burn.
Okay.
So this is great for like roasting, frying. It's a really good oil, and you can also just mix it in with. Like put a teaspoon of it in your porridge if you eat porridge.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice texture, and it's got a nice flavour as well. If you're not keen on the coconut taste, you can get ones that are unflavoured.
Oh really? Can you?
Yeah.
That's a revelation, because I use it I like slather my child in it and do her hair with it, but I don't tend to cook with it because I don't want the coconut flavour in my
coconut.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can get unflavoured ones.
Amazing.
And that's the great point, is that it's brilliant for skin and hair. It's a really good natural alternative.
Moisturiser.
Yeah.
Nice.
So good. So coconut oil is a good one. Avocados, brilliant for fats. Also fibre, folate, all sorts of other really important nutrients. But yes, very good.
I'm obsessed with
fats.
avocados. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
And then also just nuts and seeds. So I've got things like almonds and sunflower seeds.
Nice.
You know, if you can just sprinkle some seeds on your porridge in the morning, or put them in your smoothie. If you're having a salad, sprinkle a few on top. Just try and get them in where you can.
And it's those small changes, isn't it?
It's just
doesn't
really
have to be
achievable small things. Yeah, like a snack. If you're, talking about this whole balancing blood sugar, if you get a craving for something in the morning, like at around 11 o'clock, if you're hungry, like a small handful of almonds is a really good kind of satiating snack.
Absolutely, because you're getting that fatty niceness.
Yeah.
I'm feeling incredibly inspired. I'm going to want to go and do a big healthy stock up now.
Yeah,
definitely.
brilliant.
Nice.
The other thing that I just wanted to say about sort of nutrients to include, I want to say something about things to avoid, really.
Okay.
Which is stimulants. So things like caffeine, refined sugar. Sugar is a stimulant, basically.
Big time.
Yeah. It kind of gives you an energy rush, and alcohol as well. So when you're trying to conceive, you want your energy levels to be as stable as possible. You want to be putting a minimal burden on your liver. So yeah, those are things to reduce or steer clear of if you can.
Absolutely. And I think often if we're off the caffeine, we turn to the sugar, don't we? It's like
absolutely.
I know I do.
Yeah, I think it's that can be the thing that's hardest for people, and there are lots of ways to reduce the need for it. So I think by making sure that you're having some protein with every meal and snack, even like I say, if it's a few nuts, like having a hard-boiled egg, or including eggs in some way with breakfast, or nuts and seeds, those are really good ways to kind of up your protein level, up your fibre level, and keep the energy release more steady, so you're not kind of getting that jittery. Yeah,
absolutely.
You're more likely to reach for the biscuits.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, damn it. That makes sense. Brilliant. Nice. So that was a lot of things. So things to support fertility.
Yeah.
Many simple, small things.
Simple tweaks. Yeah, and that's just a sort of overview. I mean, we can go into more detail about some certain nutrients later on if people are interested in that. But yeah,
it's good. It's good. We'll move on. We've actually got quite a few questions, so we'll carry on. So I've got a question from Annie, and she says, are supplements necessary during the period when she's trying to get pregnant?
Okay, it's a really good question.
Yeah.
So the government guidance is that all women who are planning a pregnancy or who are in the early stages of pregnancy should be taking a folic acid supplement. So the recommended dosage for that is 400 micrograms folic acid. And often what people find is that they will take like a pregnancy or a prenatal multivitamin to make sure that they're getting that and other nutrients. So this is a brand that I quite like, Cytoplan.
Okay.
And this is a formula that they do called Pregnaplan, which is actually suitable for preconception, pregnancy, and throughout breastfeeding. So
that's
it's kind of
good.
like killing lots of birds with one capsule.
And you won't waste them, you just keep
you
going.
just keep taking them. So it's got the folic acid in there. It's got lots of other things. It's got vitamin C and E, which are really important, antioxidants. It's got vitamin K, calcium, iron, zinc, which is really important for egg quality. So yeah, it's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. And I think that taking a supplement can be a sort of insurance policy, just to make sure that you are getting all of the nutrients that you need for optimal health. Without work, sometimes you might have a day where, you just eat a lot of pasta. Yeah, let's be realistic. You're not going to every day. It's difficult, especially if you're starting out in a kind of trying to be healthier.
Taming the beast.
Taming the beast. This is a good way to just make sure you're getting everything you need.
Absolutely.
So I would say definitely with the folic acid. But if you take a multi, then you're getting everything you need. Some people would take, in addition to that, a fish oil supplement.
Okay, interesting.
Because omega-3 has been shown to... there's some evidence that omega-3 has benefits in terms of supporting egg quality. That it can make the cell membrane more permeable.
Okay.
It can also help with cervical mucus production, which is really important for helping the sperm travel to the egg.
Getting them going.
Brilliant. So that's something that some people consider. Alternatively, you could just be eating oily fish a couple of times a week.
Oh, nice. Oh, I didn't know that. Isn't that
levels.
fascinating? That is amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I think often we just don't put it together how much of an impact nutrition has on your literal body.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't learn that much at school. You get into your habits, or you see your parents cooking the way they do, so you kind of continue. It's really interesting.
And I think that's one of the things that can be really helpful with seeing a nutritional therapist, is that they've got the understanding of how nutrients impact on these biological processes.
Right.
So they can tailor a nutritional advice to you for your specific health concerns, needs.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm sure you probably get a lot of people coming to you when they're unwell.
Yes.
Whereas actually I'm just in this moment of self-care at the moment, where I'm thinking as a woman who's busy running a business, I just want to look after myself, not just fix things when they go wrong. It's taken me a long time to get there. My daughter's 8, but yeah, that's so interesting.
Well, I think that's the key, really. That's what we want to be encouraging and supporting people to do, is before something goes wrong, supporting your body to be as healthy as it can be, and preventing problems from arising.
Feeling good as well.
Good. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, that's very good. So supplementation, so the insurance policy. Let me see, I've got a few more questions. So I quite like this one. This one is from Jade. She just has written, what about the men? What should they be doing?
Yes.
Thanks, Jade. That's a very good one, I think.
Yes, definitely.
It gets overlooked. It's all on the mum, isn't it?
Yeah, so often with fertility it is. So it takes 2 to make a baby, as we know. So the male health is really important here as well. Same principles that I talked about in terms of just sort of basic generic things. So like making sure that your energy levels are stable, that you're getting enough protein and fats, that you're well hydrated, that you're reducing the stimulants. There are some really key nutrients that support sperm health.
Oh,
so
of course there are.
Of course there are.
Wow.
So zinc is one. So zinc you will find... Pumpkin seeds are a really good source.
Okay.
So this is an easy one. Just sprinkle a few pumpkin seeds over your salad, your porridge, whatever it is you're eating. Oysters are the highest. They're kind of touted as like the zinc superfood.
Really?
Maybe not so practical on an everyday basis. Maybe for some people. But yeah, so some seafood is good. Beef is a good source. Yeah, I mean, zinc is a really important one. Vitamin A and beta carotene. So beta carotene is converted to vitamin A in our bodies.
Okay.
And really good sources of beta carotene are things like sweet potatoes, pumpkins, squash, carrots. Basically anything bright orange or yellow, and also some of the like bright sort of reddy things as well. So things like peppers are quite good for beta carotene. So that's an important one. Vitamin C, so dark green leafy veg.
Not what people would think of,
Not
is
what
it?
people always think of. So I've got some purple sprouting broccoli here, which
Yum.
dark green leafies are brilliant for vitamin C. So things like cabbage, watercress, rocket, broccoli, kale, chard, all of those ones.
All the summer greens, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're coming into season now. So yeah, dark green leafy veg, as well as other things you might associate with vitamin C, like citrus. Berries are a really good source.
Okay. So I'm just imagining all the dads to be in the supermarket with the oysters, the red fruit and veg, the kale.
Yes.
I'll be like, okay.
Yes.
Bit naughty. Probably shouldn't say that.
Also, a good idea for men to take a particular male fertility supporting supplement, and they are on the market. So in the same way that it's an insurance policy for the woman, that can work really well for men too.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's not entered my mind for dads to be.
I think it's a real
preconception.
It's a real thing that we always think of it as being the woman, and it's true. The woman is growing the baby, but the ingredients for growing the baby are coming from both, so it's really important for the men to be healthy too.
So we're not leaving the dads out, guys.
No.
Join in, take your supplements. Amazing. That's very, very interesting. The poor guys, they always get left out. Definitely. I've got two more questions.
Yeah.
So one is from Saskia, and she says, I'm currently going through IVF. What can I do to support the process?
Okay.
It's quite a big one.
Yeah, so unfortunately getting pregnant doesn't come as easily to everyone, and for some couples it can be a process, and you might be going through IVF, and it's a really individual experience, but I think that it can be quite stressful.
Sure.
There's that additional sort of stress and pressure of it. So I think looking after yourself in terms of your stress levels is really important. So building in some relaxation, so meditation, affirmations, really, really helpful. And just making sure that you've got a support network around you. So these are more sort of lifestyle things, but I think they're equally as important. Whether that's an online support network, whether it's family and friends, if you're part of a group, whatever it is, make sure that you're being supported.
I can imagine, because it can be a long journey, absolutely, and sometimes that's quite tentative, and you might not be sharing that with many people.
Absolutely.
Which kind of compounds the pressure.
Yeah, I think it can feel like you're going through it alone, and you're definitely not, because lots of people are experiencing it. It's about finding those people, and even if you're not talking to other people who are going through it, just making sure that people close to you know what's going on.
Absolutely.
If you feel comfortable with that, so that you've got some
get that support.
Absolutely. Something else that I think, all of the kind of nutritional principles that we've talked about in terms of getting pregnant are exactly the same. So you want to be making sure you're well hydrated is really important, that you're getting all the vitamins and minerals that you need through a whole foods diet, essentially eating real food,
absolutely,
lots of fibre, lots of complex carbs, lots of good sources of protein and fats. There's been some research that shows that acupuncture, if it's done at certain points in sort of the IVF treatment cycle, can be really beneficial and have really good results. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that quite recent?
I don't think it's... I don't know if it's that recent, but
Maybe
it's
not
becoming
out there.
more sort of known now. So
Wow.
I think that's something that's really interesting, and it can help with the sort of relaxation side of things as well.
Yeah.
And what I'd say is, if people are interested in that they should look for a fully qualified acupuncturist who's experienced in fertility.
Absolutely.
So that you're working with someone who understands the specific requirements of what you're going through. But yeah, in terms of the nutrition, all the same stuff, but building in more time for you and really looking after yourself and nurturing yourself through the process.
And the bigger picture, the holistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, amazing. I think that's everything. I think that's all. Yeah, anything
Brilliant.
else that you want to add? So we've done a lot, guys. We've talked all about nutrition and fertility and some specifics and the bigger as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the sort of takeaway message that I'd give is that, you know, preparing for pregnancy and getting pregnant is a really exciting time.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. And it's about looking after yourself so that you feel strong and prepared for the journey ahead, and that you've got the kind of resources that you need physically to take you through, because your baby will take what it needs from you.
Absolutely.
So you don't need to worry about that side of things as much. It's about you making sure that you've got the reserves so that you're
not
well.
very depleted.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So next week we're going to be talking about pregnancy itself and a bit to do with the birth and kind of leading on. And it's so true about how if you go into pregnancy kind of lacking, your baby will do fine, and then kind of after birth you can just be so exhausted and really struggle. So it's almost like you said before, it's an insurance policy. If you kind of put some effort and time in, if you can, before pregnancy and then in pregnancy, you're gonna feel more energy, you're gonna have a bit more to give.
Absolutely.
Which is always good.
Definitely.
Brilliant, guys. That was very fun. Thank you so much, Jodie.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Guys, if you're watching this and it's not live, you can pop your questions below. But next week is pregnancy and the week after is postnatal, so any questions around that. And as we said earlier, you'll be entered to win a nutritional consultation by Jodie. Pretty amazing. Lovely, lovely prize. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Bye!